door. Yo, you should over here. You should over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, brother. This is my brother, bro. Okay. Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's
Get out the car.
I gotta go to the hospital, my leg.
Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
In case you missed it, a tweet recently went viral that said, "Why isn't anyone talking about how King Von was texting with YoungBoy the whole night he died?" The tweet suggested that YoungBoy might have set him up to run into his crew. In a dark street, the man who shot King Von Lil Tim, who's affiliated with YoungBoy's gang Evan, said in an interview that he wishes it never happened.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
King Von wasn't even supposed to be there that night. Even his cousin Bo said something felt off, like Von's bodyguard might have been paid by someone else not to protect him.
His security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the f you let him walk over? In fact, you ain't even supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. But that security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
In the body cam footage, while everyone was panicking and screaming, King Von's bodyguards weren't even protecting him. But everything changed when new files about King Von's murder were released by the city court. On November 5th, 2020, Von and his crew went to a club to celebrate the release of his album. It was supposed to be a big night for his music and future, but things took a tragic turn. Knowing the risks of being a public figure in the streets, Von took his safety seriously. According to his manager, Von made sure he was always protected. That night, his crew included about 25 people to keep him safe as they headed to the club.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
But later that night, something changed. Von started acting differently. That's what eventually led to his death. After his album release party ended at the club, he got a text from NBA YoungBoy around 2:30 in the morning. Two had been going back and forth over their ex-girlfriend. So when Von and his crew were leaving the club, the original plan was for everyone to head back to their Airbnb and hotel rooms. But Von suddenly changed the plan, didn't tell anyone what he was doing.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
While the rest of the crew was on their way to the Airbnb, King Von told his driver to head to another club called the Monaco Lounge. That one decision would be the first of many that led to the tragic end of King Von.
Well, everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
When the team found out where Von went, they quickly turned their cars around and headed to the Monaco Lounge. As soon as Von's manager arrived, he could tell something was off. Von wasn't his usual happy, energetic self. Instead, he sat quietly in the back left seat of his Escalade, texting back and forth with YoungBoy. While the rest of the crew was ready to head into the club, Von stayed in the truck waiting for 30 minutes.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30-35 minutes.
After his manager kept urging him, Von finally agreed to go into the club. But there was one big issue. His security team had to leave their guns behind to enter, which made Von more vulnerable. Still, before he walked in, his team checked the club to make sure it was safe.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Vaughn, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no.
But no one on Van's team thought the problem would be out in the parking lot, as one of King Van's members saw Quando Rondo and his crew inside a white SUV. They reported back to King Van with the information, but supposedly Van was expecting YoungBoy to be there.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Vaughn just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
Right away, King Von jumped out of the truck, ready to confront Quando Rondo, who's part of YoungBoy's crew. Von's team tried to calm him down and stop him from causing a scene, but he didn't listen. He walked around the front of Quando's car and threw the first punch on the right side of the vehicle.
He jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Just a few seconds into the fight, Quando's friend Lil Tim came around the other side of the car and started shooting. He hit King Von 4 times and also shot Von's manager in the leg. Some members of Von's crew were still outside and armed, so they fired back at Lil Tim, hitting him and causing him to fall a few feet away. With gunshots going off, 2 off-duty police officers and 1 on-duty officer rushed to the scene and also began shooting. One of Von's crew members was hit by the officers. While gunfire echoed through the Atlanta streets, King Von was lying on the ground next to Quando Rondo. Some fans thought Quando tried to snatch Von's chain during the chaos, but Von's manager later said Von was actually holding on to Quando to protect himself from the gunfire.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong. Like, he just, like, he was literally holding him.
Once things calmed down a little and the police stepped back, the rush to save King Von's life began. Von's best friend, Muwop, ran into the street, pushed Quando away, and picked Von up. Meanwhile, Quando and his crew quickly got into their SUV and left the scene to head to the hospital. Von's friends helped carry him into their own car so they could rush him to the hospital too. What's crazy is that Von was still awake during the ride. People in the car said he was trying to keep everyone calm and told them everything was going to be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
When King Von got to the hospital, he was rushed into surgery. People close to him tweeted that Von made it through 2 surgeries and even woke up yelling for his gun. But then he went into shock and sadly passed away. He only had 1 more surgery left to go.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries, but he made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
Since King Von was alive for a while after getting shot, a lot of people are now asking how Boosie knew 2 years ago that Von didn't have a gun that night.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That f***ed me up, bro. Cause I like King Von.
When news of King Von's death hit the headlines, it shocked the whole rap industry. No one expected Von to get caught up in a beef with another rapper, especially since he was known as one of the most fearless and dangerous gang members in Chicago.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people shooting was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
Two groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
After Von's death, life in O'Block completely changed. People were scared to even go outside, and you could see the fear in this Instagram live.
Check it out. Let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.
On Quando's side, Lil Tim survived his injuries after being taken to the hospital. The next day, he was charged with King Von's murder, but after prosecutors reviewed the case and Lil Tim claimed self-defense, he was released and the charges were eventually dropped. Still, Von's closest friends felt they couldn't just let it slide. They believed someone had to pay for what happened to Von, and in the months that followed, a major hit was carried out against Quando Rondo's crew.
Now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the after.
As a result of the incident, Quando Rondo's close friend Lil Pab was killed, and news footage even caught the moment Quando found out.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Not long after, Dirk seemed to take credit for the hit in a diss track where he rapped, "They like Dirk, he a singer, he won't do something. You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks hit." Even went further in another song, saying, "Look on the news and see your son screaming no." Since then, Quando has backed off, especially after losing someone close to him. He's been trying to distance himself from the street life. In O'Block, things haven't been the same since King Von died. The members are more on edge now, seeing someone as feared and respected as Von fall to the streets shook everyone.